to the graphic nature of this program, listener discretion is advised.
Releasing control arc restriction systems. 3, 2, 1. Approval of Situation A recognized, commencing the Cromwell invocation. Ability restrictions lifted for limited use until the enemy has been rendered silent. Fearless!
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be. Welcome to Weekday Anime, where today we are going to say goodbye to the month that was, the month of June, Modern Anime Month. And we're going to talk about our favorite animes from this era. And I want to say hello to everyone who's here. Pat S., welcome to you. D. Bud Martin, great to have you here. War Monkey. And Blaine's Escape Corner, good to have you here. Let me load up my Twitter here and see what we have. If I've got anything, don't. Yeah, I appreciate you sharing that out, Blaine. And for everybody else, if you would like and share, that would be most awesome. We're one person away from 1,300 subscribers, so we're moving on up. We're moving on up. And hello to Alex Moore. Great to have you here today. I did put the link in the community page for all of those who wish to join and share their favorites from this era. For myself, this one is a little different. I'm not as clear cut on this as I am with other time periods. I've seen a lot more shows from this era as opposed to the 2000s. But since the era is still ongoing or starting to slightly shift, it's a little harder for me to fully pinpoint what for sure I would say is the absolute best and what isn't. But we'll figure it out. We'll get it figured out. And I do want to go ahead and bring on Dennis Bacala. How are you today?
A little tired, but hey, it is. I mean, it's great to be here.
Well, thank you so very much. So, what shows from this era do you consider your favorite?
I will admit, it's one of those things where going into the modern era, I had to make a few rules. And is it okay if I share my screen?
Yeah, go right ahead. That'll be fine.
Because I've not done this before. So let's see here. God, just share the screen.
Yeah, sometimes tech doesn't always want to fully behave. I definitely get it. So there we go. Add you to the stream there.
Okay, yeah, because
that's as full as it's going to get. So unless I do that.
All right, yeah, because
yeah.
Wow. All right.
Yeah, just go ahead and just start the slideshow, and that should take care of it. Should make it larger for you. It's as big as it's going to get right now. And I want to say hello to Dragon Ruse. Yes, we are live. That we definitely are. And hello to D. Bud Martin once again. Appreciate everyone being here so far. So go right ahead, Dennis.
All right. Yeah, I've never. You can tell I've never done this before. Oy vey. Anyways, trying to get control of my slideshow here. It's not even giving. Get out of the share screen. Stop sharing.
It's not. Oh, okay. It was not behaving. Well, you gotta love it when things don't want to behave.
Oh yeah,
definitely understand that.
Yeah, live technology here.
Mm-hmm. And actually, while you're getting that sorted out there, I do want to go ahead and do just a mini tiny review of last night's episode of The Orville. It was a step back up, and I think once again they were trying to touch on a woke subject, but in the end, it achieved the reverse of what they were probably going for. And I'll leave it at that. And I gave the episode an 8, so it stepped up about about a half point to a point from the week previous. So
Yeah, it's completely different context, especially considering the fact that Topa was born female. A completely different context.
yeah,
So,
exactly. All right, you got that ready to share again, or are you just we're gonna skip it this time?
Go ahead. And you know what? Yeah, because I've got my list here.
All right, well, go right ahead. What are your 5 favorites?
So my 5 favorites I've got listed here. I've got Demon Slayer for my number 5. I got that listed at number 5, namely because, well, it's still ongoing.
Yeah.
But it hooked me right away. So, and so we'll see where it goes from there. I'm up. I saw the Mugen Train movie, and we'll see. That's as far as I am. Number 4. I'm going to share this with you here in, if you want to pull that up. It's only 45 seconds long, and it's only 45 seconds long, and it greatly summarizes the series. But it is a Netflix series, and it is called Agretsuko.
Okay, I've never heard of it.
Basically, 25-year-old, I'd say salaryman, but she is a girl, obviously. I've originally described it kind of like as BoJack Horseman meets The Office, meets Metal. And yeah, lots of pausing. I get it, Blaine.
Well, let's give this one a quick checkout then.
Oh yeah.
Karaoke.
Good to have you back.
Yeah, Japanese karaoke, yep. A metal Shibu Inu.
Yes. And it's in 4 seasons so far. And to be honest, I'm not sure if there's going to be another season. They've not announced one yet, but each season's about 12, 13 episodes apiece. It is a fun series. It is very much slice of life. A slice of life as you can have it with, animals. But, and you might notice that my selections are very much slice of life.
Okay.
And I think it very much very much shows where I am in my life right now.
Absolutely.
Especially
what you got next?
Especially with my rules for anime after college was very much, it cannot take place in a high school. The main character cannot be 15 years old. And if I break either of those 2 rules, the story really, really has to grab me. It has to really intrigue me. So number 3, the devil is a part-timer. So basically, devil gets stuck in our world, has to work at a fast food restaurant to make ends meet. So, yeah,
I watched the first part of the episode, and I didn't really I think appreciate it as much as I probably will if I go and watch it again. I think I'll try to. I think I'll add it to my list. I'll give it a quick watch, and if I like it, then I'll pop into season 2 during the summer months. But it's definitely different.
Just the sheer ridiculousness of it is what really intrigued me. My wife loves the series, especially just knowing how he doesn't just go into this. He doesn't just get the job at McDonald's, right? It's called McDonald's. He doesn't just get this job at McDonald's. He goes whole hog into this job at McDonald's. He actually utters the lines like, "If I swear to God, if you prevent me from getting if you prevent me from getting my on time bonus, there will be hell to pay." Right? If you prevent me from getting my perfect attendance bonus, there will be hell to pay. Right? Oh
Yeah.
yeah, no, and it's also one of those things. Thinking back on it now, because it's been 8 years since the first season actually aired, and 8 9 years since the first season actually aired, and he actually makes a lot of common sense decisions. I honestly wonder if this series was aired to show the youth of Japan, it's like, hey, this is how you should live. he
Yeah.
actually he actually spends a lot of money to buy a washer and dryer for his apartment. It's like, I know this costs me a lot of money now, but it will save me a lot of money in the end.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I can see that. And hello to One Man Show. Great to have you here. What have you got as your number 2, Dennis?
This is another Netflix series. And I will admit that this one is very much a niche anime. You have to be both into anime and video game culture, especially fighting game culture. It might not be for everybody, but it was definitely my jam. But it's called High Score Girl. Um,
Okay.
and this one breaks both of my rules, because the main character wasn't just, main character is like literally a 12-year-old boy. um 12-year-old boy and girl, actually, because it's also got a love triangle going on there that starts off in junior high. There is also time period passing on. It doesn't just It's not just fighting games, though. This series is very much a nostalgia trip. Okay, it doesn't just take place. There's not just dealing with school. This anime actually takes place in the early '90s. When I say it,
Okay.
when I'm talking about fighting games, I literally, the main character Haruo, he literally has Guile from Street Fighter 2 acting as his freaking conscience. Okay. And I'll be on Ono, a girl that literally says 0 lines throughout the entire series. Her main character, when she plays Street Fighter 2, is Zangief. All right, it just suddenly appears in the arcades one day, and she is beating the crap out of everybody, even even Haruo, he destroys everybody in the arcade. And they don't just form a fast friendship; they actually form some weird romance. Um, and like I said, they don't just focus on Street Fighter 2 in this series. They actually show every obscure fighting game that you might remember in this series. They actually go on to, they also talk about all the, like I said, I mentioned that this was very much a nostalgia trip for me.
Hmm.
Going into all the consoles and everything like that.
The
This
fun
series,
times.
yeah,
Yeah.
this series actually takes place over the course of about 4 or 5 years. It ends at about 94, I think. And so, um, yeah,
Okay.
no,
So
um,
it's a period piece, and
it's very much a period piece, and you can only watch it on Netflix. So,
there we go. So what is your number one?
My number one is this is another one that broke my rule, where you can only main characters in high school, and it's called The World God Only Knows. And this kid plays video games all day long. He never puts down his PlayStation or his PSP. Never puts it down. All he ever plays though are dating simulators. Even in class. Even in class, he's playing these dating sims. And needless to say, he's socially awkward.
Yeah.
But in the world of dating sims, he's known as God. So his real name is Keima Katsuragi. And then one day he gets an email from why am I blanking on her name? Elsie. So he gets an email from Elsie, and Elsie turns out to be a demon, in which he accidentally makes a deal with Elsie to help collect lost souls. If he doesn't help her collect these lost souls, well, he will lose his head. So
well,
yeah,
that's a deal that he cannot refuse.
Basically, yeah. And all these lost souls are hiding out in the hearts of lonely girls that just happen to be populating his classmates.
I see.
So all these skills that he's been using on these dating simulators, he now has to use on his classmates.
A very interesting sounding anime, and definitely more of a hodgepodge compared to previous. A lot of different genres, but all of them tying back more into the slice of life. Definitely a massive change compared to how things used to be. And hello to the Peter Venkman fan site. Great to have you here today. So
even that
definitely is an interesting list. And
even more interesting about The World God Only Knows, it has never actually got an English dub. It's only three seasons, and it is available on Crunchyroll.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the ending to it. I was actually a little surprised by the ending to it. It actually had some good character growth for everybody involved.
Well, there we go. I've got all 5 of them posted in the chat there, so got it on the record. And hello to Leaky. Appreciate you having you here today. Great to have you. And we're gonna take a quick Alucard break, and I'm gonna pop you out, and I'm gonna bring another guest on in, and then towards the end we'll bring everybody in when I reveal my 5, because I think I've got them fairly well solidified now. So we're gonna take a little Alucard break here, and this one is called Alexander Anderson.
Fine, I'll give you the courtesy. The name's
Alexander Anderson.
Oh, fuck all kinds of duck.
You have been chosen to reveal my existence to the world. You will witness what happens here today, and you will tell of it later. Except you won't, because I've killed you.
Oh my, brilliant speech. And unoriginal. That's totally from Boondock Saints.
Hello, Blaine. Good to have you here this morning. How are you today?
I am doing quite well this morning. Good morning.
Most excellent. And hello to that should not be. Yes, glad to have you here for to catch a live stream. So Blaine. It's early for you. I know that, and I appreciate you being here. What are your 5 picks for?
So I made it even easier on you. I just did 3.
You only did 3? Okay.
Realistically, I have 257 shows that I've seen, specifically from 2010 to 2019, and I already went through all of that with my stream, getting prepared for such a day as this. And we cut it down to a top 10, but there are just so many shows. There's just such an explosion of anime that in the 2010s there's just so much good stuff. So if you want a top 10, there's a real quick top 10. Getting to a top 5 would be a little bit rougher. But here's what I say: if you can only see 3 shows, watch these 3 shows. Grand Blue Dreaming. This is the think Animal House. If anybody is old enough to remember that movie, but they're at a school that has a diving club. It is full of hilarious drinking and I say nudity, but it is just like constantly like anime censored where there's just something in the way. But it is just college guys diving. And anytime you go diving, you're in the water, you're going to get naked. And so they're just drinking all the time. They make a thing called tea. Hey, would you like some tea? And they just mix whiskey and vodka into a cup and serve it. It's so funny. It's so
definitely
funny.
Very college-esque.
Exactly. Number 2 here, we've got High School of the Dead. High School of the Dead is the anime that not George Romero, but the other, I'm going to space on his name. The guy that made Return of the Living Dead, the one that's a little bit funnier and introduced that zombies actually eat brains in order to get rid of the pain. High School of the Dead is the anime that he would have made. It is a fun, short 12 episodes, and then there's a 1 OVA afterward that you should watch. Very, very fun. It takes the silly gun nerd in class suddenly gets to actually, they find a cache of weapons and he gets to be the gun guy, and suddenly he's cool, and all these hot babes that they're saving are like, whoa, you're actually kind of an interesting dude. And he's like the short, fat, and like they actually drew him like a little pudgy, like, I'm the gun nerd, like, and he gets his day. It's a very, very fun show overall. Warning on everything on my list: fan service abounds. So if opie scare you, do avoid. Number 3 here, Carpenter. No, not Carpenter. Hold on, this will take me 2 seconds.
Probably wait.
Number
here.
3 on the list, I've got Shimonetta, boring world where the concept of dirty jokes doesn't exist. This is, think THX 1138. People are wearing, real quick, it's Dan O'Bannon is the one that did Return of the Living Dead. Think THX 1138. People wear wrists and necklaces that track whether or not they are swearing, whether or not they are drawing lewd images, writing lewd things. That there is a full obscenity police that at all times are blocking anything interesting or dirty jokes or anything that's funny like that. Our main character, heroine, Blue Ocean. I forget what her like silly name is, but her entire deal is that she has a magic cell phone. I say magic because they never really explain it, and they don't have to explain it. But she has a cell phone that will jam those devices and allow you to say dirty jokes, say booby, say penis. Like she has a button, she hits it, and then it disables the devices. And so it's a comedy about fighting back against the censorship by literally going into a public place, hitting the button on the device so they don't know it's her, and just screaming profanities and hilarious words. The best part about the show, from like a like kind of a more meta standpoint, is that the show is censored so that it can be on Japanese TV. So while you're having jokes about how the world is worse because we're censoring everything, they're also censoring everything. So it's sort of a fun meta comedy, and is just a blast. And you know, looking back, like there's a lot of really, really good shows from 2010 to 2019, and even more modern stuff. Everybody knows most of the modern stuff that's like really good. But if you want to laugh, if you want to have a good time, if you want to just have a quick romp, those are my top 3 fast hits between 2010 and 2019.
Absolutely. No, I've never heard of any of those, so I've got them. Excuse me. I've got them all in the chat, so we have it both in visual form and in text form for time and all eternity now. And I want to say hello to CobraCon 007. Great to have you here. Yeah, it is a bit of a surprise stream, but since today is the last day of the month, I thought we'd do this now as opposed to bleeding it over into the month of July. And hello to Low Spec Linux Laptop. Great to have you here today. And let's see here. So overreach of the FCC, like the episode of the Family Guy.
Very similar.
And to that, I say screw you, FCC. And the penny over the head trope anime. And good morning to Purple Valkyrie. I'm glad that you made it home safe. And for you, it's getting close to late afternoon. So definitely two very interesting sets of lists. A lot different than what I was expecting, because I guess I don't really know what to expect from the modern stuff because of how wide and varied and how, over the top the isekai genre has become. And of course you got the My Heroes and the Demon Slayers and all of your standard fares. But then you have the current shows like Spy Family that just completely tilts everything on its head and comes out and basically, I would say it probably won the season. If you had to go through the spring season, it's probably right up there. I know that on at least
I think
on
for
the
the world it did. I think
Yeah.
personally, I can't take myself away from Love After World Domination. It's just too good.
I'm almost through with that. I'm through 2/3 of the season, so I can see why it is very funny. And hello to E-Class Anime. Oh, Blaine, you would pick these.
You watched me pick these. We prepped this beforehand.
Yes. And when was Tanya the evil again?
That was between 2010 and 2019. I know because I scrolled past it when I was doing this list because I'm a naughty boy who hasn't seen it.
Let's see here. AMV Hell number 5, High School of the Dead. Well, maybe, yeah, that's a short enough clip. We could probably show that here in just a moment. But an interesting list to say the least. And I think it's time to take another quick Alucard break while I finish putting together my 5, and I'll bring you back on here in just a moment. So,
yep.
Oh, which Alucard break should we take today? There's so many. We're gonna do the one called "I Eat People."
Except that 90% of our staff were killed, turned into ghouls, then killed again by the police girl in a blood rage.
What's a blood rage? And why don't I remember anything?
That reminds me, for whatever reason, did we ever find out who sent them? It was the Nazis, wasn't it?
No.
Bet you I'm right.
Bet you you're wrong.
Bet you you're a skank.
Bet you you're an asshole.
Bitch, I eat people!
Oh, it never fails to amaze. And yes, we'll probably do Zeppelins for the way out. But before we do
the
that,
Zeppelins make me think of a Dinosaur Train. But I've got a youngling, so yes, I've got my reasons for that.
Absolutely. Well, for me, I've got 4, and I'm debating on which other one that I want to put down. The reason that I'm choosing these ones is because I've watched them more than once. That's how much I like them. So, and actually, before I do that, I'll bring up yours here real quick. There we go.
All right, so we'll do this. Here's my top rated. And then as soon as we hit one that you've also seen, put that in your top 5. Moggy Brilliant Park. We've got theme park with fantasy characters that are actual fantasy powered by the magic of people's joy.
Nope, none of these. I haven't seen any of these.
None of these? Not even Devilman Crybaby?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
You know, I often say, when you get time, you need to stop whatever you're doing and watch Devilman Crybaby. I don't care how you get a hold of it, because I know you don't pay for Netflix, but this is a show that you must watch.
I'll add it to my list. Devilman Crybaby. Let's see. Nope. Next.
We're going to scroll for a while before our lists intertwine, aren't we?
I have watched the first 3 episodes of Kill la Kill.
I don't know if 3 is enough.
Let's see. Nope. Man, I got a ton of them that I gotta go back through and catch up on. Nope,
we're down into the old the unrated ones now. These are just this is the scum bucket of anime for me.
Okay, am I allowed to mention these, or are we just?
Stop! There it is. Assassination Classroom.
You can
I
say
love
whatever you
that
want,
show,
Dennis.
and
What
I'm
do you
actually
got?
going through it again. Okay, there's my fifth one. I was thinking about it, but I wasn't absolutely for sure. So here's what I got for the ones that I've seen multiple times, and that I'm either going through again or plan on going through again because they're just, to me, they're that good. And let me share my screen here. There we go. So the first one is My Hero Academia, and I know it's kind of the easy go-to, extremely popular, 6th season coming up. But I really do like this anime. It does follow the manga, as far as I can tell, very closely, and it's just a great overall story. Of you've got Izuku Deku Midoriya, born quirkless, who wants to be the hero so bad, but can't because he is quirkless, who's given the chance to become the hero that he wants to be by his hero, which is All Might, through various happenstance that just happened to happen to him. Wink, wink. And the story just keeps getting better and better and better. Going, it is set in high school, but for them, high school is 10th, 11th, and 12th grade, so they're 10th graders, first years. But it really, to me, it really hits home on how hard a person has to work to achieve their dreams, how the class has to work to go about achieving their dreams, and how there is always opposition in all things. In this case, literally villainous opposition, but even in the more mundane parts of life, it does hit home to me as far as the base overall story and what they're trying to accomplish. So for me, this is one that you absolutely must watch. I think it partially defines the past 10 years or so of anime. I really do think that it's a seminal piece. You can't really go on without watching it. So that's that one's on my list. Now the next one, I know it won't surprise you, Blaine, because we've talked about it before, but it might surprise other people because this was really my first show. You know what? Hold on just one sec. Let me move these tabs over to my other screen. I have my other screen for a reason. Let me actually use it. There we go. And now I'll just share once and keep it shared. There we go. And just in case. The browser... I swear.
I will say, while you figure that out, My Hero Academia is a very, very fun show. It is a perfect distillate of the shonen genre. The number of characters mean that you can sort of do whatever you want with the universe, which is great. And it also has a very distinct dub versus sub argument. In Japanese, when you leave out a lot of the subjects of sentences, you get a very passive sentence. And then when it got translated to the dub, they made it very active. So instead of, oh, this happened to me, someone just came along, this because it's very, very passive with Izuku in the beginning. A lot of the lines are changed to, I did this. I chose to follow him. I did, rather than him just going along with whatever it is. So it's a very different show depending on what you watch, actually.
Yeah. Being told in the past tense, like it's already happened, as opposed to a more active current tense. Yeah, I definitely get that. So actually, before I share my screen, I do want to bring up this. Peter Bing Van Site says that they were in the middle of Cutie Honey from the 70s, but episodes were hard to track down, unfortunately. Yeah, some of those older ones are definitely hard to track down. And Purple says, a connoisseur, I see. I will take your recommendations to heart.
Purple finally had Taco Bell. But when she went, whoever got her Taco Bell just got her a Sprite. How do you not get a Baja Blast when you go to Taco Bell?
That's true. How do you not get a Baja Blast when going to Taco Bell? Because that's the only place you can get the damn thing.
I had an energy drink.
But
I had a
alas,
Baja Blast energy drink.
That's what happened.
Crazy.
So, and let's see. Let me share my screen now. we'll do it once again by tab. The next one that I really have enjoyed and that I'm so looking forward to the next season is Uzaki-chan Just Wants to Hang Out. Everything about this show screams modern life in Japan. You have, you have the men who, for the most part, just want to be left alone. He just wants to go through college, do his thing, be left alone, go to the movies by himself, basically be the otaku-like person, where he just doesn't do anything else with anybody else. And if he could, he probably would just stay home. Whereas
Otaku is the original MGTOW.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas Uzaki is like, no, I want to hang out with you. For whatever reason, she thinks that he is fun when he really is not, and he doesn't want to be fun. But she keeps pushing it and basically stalks him. By the time their first semester together, their first year is done, she decides that she's just going to stalk him and become his friend, regardless of anything else. And she knows how to push his buttons. She knows how to everything, and they get put into ridiculous situations where comedy ensues, precisely because of how well endowed she is. That plays into the tropes several times. But overall, it is a very sweet show about these two friends who, whether he wants to admit it or not, they probably will become more than friends. But the getting them to that point, and of course the meddling by the friends and the co-workers of the cafe, it takes its time, but I do think it will eventually get there. Right now it's only 12 episodes long. It is currently on Crunchyroll. The new season is supposed to start this fall, I believe. And yeah, I just really liked it. I thought it was really fun, and it really fits into how modern anime is, at least for me.
Dennis, have you seen Uzaki-chan? I have not.
I have not, but then again, it takes a lot for me to try out a new anime anymore.
Huh. I laughed at the discourse online because everyone was like, she's too short, her boobs are too big, how is she 19, blah blah blah. I'm like, have you never met a normal average person? Like, all kinds of people, all kinds of bodies.
Yeah, I've met plenty of short girls with very large breast.
Yep, exactly. So have I, and yeah. So, and actually, the Peter Venkman fan site says that she's addicted to Arby's gyros. Yeah, Arby's does make a good gyro. So, Purple, when you come back to the States, you'll have to try Arby's gyros. And yeah, White Castle is There are a lot of other places like that, but that's just how that rolls with the food. So
Arby's has gyros is a weird statement. Their logo's a giant cowboy hat.
Be grateful it's not like it was. I remember when it literally was a fully colored in cowboy hat. I remember those days. So the next show that I'm going to talk about has had a rough second season. And I think it's precisely because of where they chose to continue the story as opposed to following the light novels closer, skipping ahead a little bit. And that is Rising of the Shield Hero. I absolutely adore the first season of this show. It encompasses the hero's journey in a way that is typically, or at least for me, typically not done, where he shows up as the hero of legend, and then because of the fact that he is stuck with the shield, gets treated like a complete asshole, and then consequently gets accused of raping and other issues, and has to go about basically defending himself and fulfilling his mission through alternative methods, like obtaining Raftalia through the slave trade. So, very different in those scopes, and because of that, because he does overcome all those things, he doesn't stay down. He doesn't do like what AH tried to do to JD and smack him down and keep him keep him in the gutter forever. He rises above that and becomes the ultimate. So I also chose this because it does piss off a lot of the lunatics and the lamestream media. I remember when this came out and reading up about it when I was starting to watch this, they absolutely had a freak out about this show because it does show the guy getting vindication. And in the current day and age, if you're accused of something and you're a guy, you're screwed. So they were pissed about that. So if for no other reason than that, I do enjoy the show. But even on top of that, I did enjoy the show. It was just a lot of fun. So I also was very happy at the ending of the main story arc, which I thought was weird that they ended it and still had 4 or 5 episodes left. But it is what it is, and I absolutely love the show. And what have you got for us here?
I have season 2s.
Yeah, taking it to the Spirit Turtle. I'm not sure why they decided to do that, but they did.
What's weird about it, what I still don't get about CG, and someone needs to explain this to me, is later on they animated the turtle. So it's like they just didn't have time to animate it, so someone was able to CG model it faster than they could animate it. But for me, drawing a quick 2D picture seems a lot quicker than making a giant 3D torch model with a bone rigging and like modeling all that. I don't understand how this is faster than the animation they did later, because they fixed it. They made it animated, I think episode 6 or something. But I just always laugh at this stupid PS2 turtle.
It does kind of look like a PS2 turtle, doesn't it?
It's the vines on his chin. That's what makes it all PS2-y.
And yeah, Cobra Khan, I am in agreement. If the blue-haired Landwell Brigade freak out about it, then it must be good. Yeah, I'm there with you, and I really did enjoy this show. It really, it's up my alley more so than a lot of these other ones, or more so than Uzaki-chan. As much as I like it, this is more my speed. So if you haven't checked out at least the first season, watch it, because the first season is epic. Second season, not so much, but hopefully they didn't screw the pooch enough with the second season to where we're not going to get any more. So, there's always hope. Let's put it that way. And hello to Stephen Ransom. Good to have you here. Are we talking about Cat Girls or Monster Girls? Well, we were talking about Raphtalia. So,
and it's possible. It is possible they didn't expect to get a second season, and so it's possible they just didn't know what to do with a second season, and so they're just kind of throwing it out there.
Yeah.
So,
well, even the author has said that the turtle arc is his least favorite arc that he was writing. And it feels bored. It just is like, okay, let's get on. So it's like he wrote his own filler.
And why they chose to go with it as opposed to what else happened between the end of the first season and what happened in the light novels up to the turtle, the Spirit Turtle. I don't know. That's one of those things, I guess, unless we actually talk to the creators of the anime, we'll never know. And yeah, I think the lazy writing did set in with this one, so not as good, but still good. Yeah, it's probably not as bad as some of them claim, but it's definitely nowhere near as good as the first one.
Not nearly as lazy as the writing for Kenobi.
Yeah, I don't think very many things can get much worse than that. So my next one, this one I have watched through 5 times. I am absolutely addicted to this, and I'm pissed that we still have to wait for the second season of this show. It's one that I find it really fascinating, and I know that in Skeleton Knight and Another World they kind of tried to have some of that same vibe, but they didn't go to the TVMA limit that this show does. That's right, I'm talking about Goblin Slayer. I absolutely freaking love this show. It's a great setup. It's a great world. It's a dark world. But even in the darkness, you will always find the hero with the shiny eye, the one that's been gifted by the gods to to take care and deal out righteous vengeance when necessary. But in this world, you have heroes, part of the Heroes Guild, or the Adventurers Guild. You have demon lords that are running about, but through all of that, there are the mundane tasks that have to be done, clearing out the sewers of monster rats. And then there are the goblins. No one wants to touch the goblins because they all think it's beneath them, except for one man who is simply known as Goblin Slayer. He takes on the task of ridding the world of goblins because he knows firsthand what they can do, how vicious and vile and despicable they truly are. And throughout his adventures in time, he eventually gets a party that joins him. He saves the young priestess, which in this world, when you're 15, you're considered an adult. Saves her from death because her party made the mistake of thinking that a goblin cave was going to be easy enough to go through. Well, they all end up getting killed or graped, but he goes in and saves them. She decides that she wants to learn from him to help save others from their fate. And then you have the others that show up, the Wood Elf, the Dwarf, and then Lizard Man. They form a party and they go through and start slaying goblins. The first season was only 12 episodes long, and it's basically broken up into 3 different story arcs. You have your first, where he's getting the party together, going doing the basic stuff. The second arc is when they get called by the what's her, not the Shield Priestess, but the basically the head person of her order, the Priestess Order, who was once a great hero herself until she was abducted by goblins to go and basically take care of goblins in one of the larger towns. That took another 4 episodes. And then the last arc, which is defending the farm that he has been living at and basically defending the de facto woman that he loves. There's a lot of women in this show that could be a love interest to him, but since he's so focused on goblin slaying, there's only one that would truly fit the bill because she has been with him since they were children. So if you like blood, guts, killing goblins, and seeing a hero just go completely berserk on him and pulling out all sorts of insane ways to slaughter these vile demons, this is it. So highly recommended. Be sure to check it out and definitely watch it before the second season comes out.
Yeah, this is.
Have you seen this? Have either of you two seen this one?
I have not had the chance to.
Ooh,
not
well,
yet.
You've got a show.
Yeah, definitely make sure that the kiddos are not watching, because this is absolutely positively not for anyone under the age of 17.
Guessing this is on Crunchy.
Yeah, Crunchy has it, Funimation has it, whichever, and of course, through the alternative methods if necessary. But yes, Crunchyroll is the one that has it officially.
Yeah,
so
it is
definitely check that one out.
I was just playing with chat while you were talking about it. I mean, in 1993, this show would just be another show. But coming out in 2018 the way it did, getting another season next season, or not next season.
This is another
just
one
made
that
people explode. They were like, "You can't put this in a cartoon."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're right. Back in the 80s or 90s, this would have just been just another dark fantasy and forgotten. But with how different things are from 2018 to today, you're right. It stands out completely from the rest of them because it is as old school of a modern anime as it really truly gets. It is hand drawn, but it also has a lot of cell shadered 3D in it. So it's got the mix of it, but it looks more old school than a lot of the current ones. It definitely deals with themes of the dark fantasy that are typically not touched today. And it does not, the only thing that it maybe does shy away from is the nudity. There is, but there isn't. It's like you get the Peter Griffith side boob, but not the full thing. So it has at least that modern quote unquote sensibility. Whereas had this been made in the 90s, yeah, it would have been blood and guts and gore and bones and
full boob.
Yeah, full boob and not just side boob. So, but considering that,
the all side
absolutely, yeah, definitely see this one. It is a great story, great hero, great characters, and the last 2 episodes are 2 of my favorite arc ending, season ending shows I think ever. I've seen them at least 10 times. I've seen the whole thing 5 times, them 10 times. That's just how good to me that is. So definitely see that one. And last but not least, I'll touch on this just a little bit because it's a little longer of a series to try and go through. But it was on Blaine's list. It was a little lower, but I have seen it all the way through, and I started watching it again. That's right. It's your favorite yellow squid, Koro Sensei, in Assassination Classroom. I absolutely love the show. I know that it takes place at the 9th grade level, so the end of junior high. But this show does show how the Japanese education system works. Whether the assassination part notwithstanding, it is interesting to see how they do things, how they really do bust their balls to get as good a grades as possible because of how valued the education is. And what I understand about their education system, once you're done with junior high, you technically don't have to go to any other school. You get to choose to go to high school, but if you do want to go to high school, you have to take an entrance exam, just like you do with college. And there's all sorts of different high school types out there, so you're not stuck in just your generic, everyday American high school. You can go to a tech high school or a general high school or a music themed high school. But the teachers of this, or the principal of this school, has a very strict system to try and keep order and to rule by fear and keep people from wanting to go down to the E class. Whereas Koro Sensei, through actions that he has taken and then actions that are thrust upon him, he becomes the teacher of the losers, the E class. And he teaches them everything that they need to know, not only about assassination, how to kill him specifically, but also about life, how to value life, how to make the most of what you're given and to overcome, to become the best version of yourself that you can be. And through the course of the series, they go from being the E-class nobodies to being the top class with the top students, ready to go on into the world and to kick ass. If you have not seen this show, this is a must watch. It is 2 seasons long. It is about 50 episodes, but it is so worth it. And if for no other reason, Koro Sensei is just a blast. Trying to watch them figure out, adapt, and come up with new ways to try and take him out, and how they all eventually fail. So the first season's a little more silly to start with, trying to establish the everything, and it does eventually become a little more serious. That's all the more that I'll say about it, because I don't want to give away how things end or why things end the way they do. But I absolutely positively do recommend to watch this and to be inspired. The way that their school system works is the way that I wish our school system would work. They care about how their students do. And unfortunately, in our system, those that care don't typically get ahead. It's only the people that are there just to collect a paycheck that get ahead, or those that spout off about things or indoctrination that get ahead. But yeah, Karma and Nagisa. Pay attention to Nagisa, because there are certain tropes that play around him that you typically don't see in any American media. But that's where I'll end with that show. It's worth watching. Definitely see it. Definitely. And what say you on these?
On all of them, I mean, they're all great. It's one of those things where we went from maybe 5 shows a year that were interesting or valuable to watch back in the 90s and early 2000s to, I mean, that I've got a list of just hundreds of shows, and that was just from 2010 to 2019. So there's so many things to watch and go enjoy. The only thing I would say is if you start it and you get 3 in and it still hasn't snagged you, go ahead and skip it. It's not a big deal. Just move on to one of the others on the list and enjoy that. If you're like Dennis, man, going through and picking out like, you know, I don't want high schools. I'm going to do this. You get very picky about it. Be picky. And maybe you can speak more to like how you be picky about it. But I recommend people don't worry if you can't watch every good show that's out there, because you just can't. There's too much good stuff.
Yeah, that there is. What about you, Dennis? Have you seen Assassination Classroom?
I have not seen anything in your top 5.
Oh,
Just being
well,
honest.
got to do the Goblin Slayer. I know that Assassination Classroom is outside of your parameters, just like My Hero is, but I would recommend to check it. If I was going to recommend to do one or the other, do Assassination Classroom, because it's already done. It's fully complete.
Yeah, I mean, at least with Assassination Classroom, I know there's an end. With My Hero, I'm at least curious. For some reason, at least with My Hero, I'm curious about that one. But Assassination Classroom, for some reason, that one just doesn't intrigue me, and I can't explain it. I really, truly can't explain it.
I was in the same boat. When I saw Koro Sensei's yellow face, I'm like, what the hell is this? I resisted watching it for over a year. Once I finally did watch it, yeah, it was so worth it. So worth it. And as I said, I'm going through it again. I really do like it.
I mean, I've even seen people cosplay. Here at Anime Iowa, I saw a guy cosplaying as him.
Very fun.
Oh yeah, it was like 8 feet tall, 8 feet tall, about 6 feet wide, walking through the hallways of the hotel and everything like that. He went all out. It was epic. But
comes with 3 people to make sure he doesn't run into someone else.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much. Yeah. And I would, when we're talking about the technical aspects of getting physical media, because most of these are on TV typically, at least right now, is still only at the high def level, so 720, 1080. Go into 4K, there's only literally just a handful of 4K shows or 4K versions of a movie. Like I have Akira and I have Ghost in the Shell. I know there's Lupin the Third, one of the Count of whatever that one is. They did that one in 4K, and there's one other, and I can't think of it off the top of my mind. But 4K really shines with older films that are being transferred from original negatives into 4K. Current stuff that's just already digitized, it's good if you have the HDR and if you have a set that is a quality set that can do, 1,000 to 2,000 lumens and has, several hundred, if not thousands, of lighting zones. Then yeah, that would be good. But as far as anime goes, yeah, 1080p right now is spectacular. Hell, if you have the DVDs of them, you're doing vastly better than than most. But Blu-ray right now is about as high as it gets.
Yeah, and you've got to find something that is detailed enough for the 4K to make sense. A lot of animation cuts a lot of corners where getting that higher fidelity doesn't really mean much. And like, I love HDR because then you can see different areas of the screen are all lit very evenly, but it has to be shot that way, and it's only for live action. When it comes to animation, you can just draw whatever you want to draw, right? And so I think that comment was referencing like Heavy Metal. If he should buy the 4K version of Heavy Metal, I love me some Heavy Metal. I don't know that I need 4K to enjoy that.
Well, I would if for no other reason than it's Heavy Metal in 4K, but that's just me. But I can tell you, having both Akira and the 4K transfers on them are beautiful because they didn't skip a lot of corners. especially with Akira. They skipped no corners. In fact, I covered this back in the winter. One of the original animators had a complaint that had been hiding in the show since the beginning, basically saying, why am I having to put so much detail into this little tiny monitor that's only going to be shown for 5 seconds? It was actually readable on the 4K version, whereas it wasn't readable before. So, yeah, that makes sense. So, yeah, I would say for anime, there's a lot of them that are still only on DVD. They haven't been put on a Blu-ray. Definitely have them, keep them, and get the Blu-rays. I do think anime and Blu-ray is well worth the few extra dollars to do. So I got to get back to work, gentlemen. I appreciate you being here with me, and we bid Modern Anime Month adieu. But even though we're bidding it adieu, it doesn't mean that it stops. We've got the summer season coming up. July is Family Month, so I'm going to be focusing more on family shows, and we're going to change out our breaks. We're not going to be swearing or having a lot of Alucard level of violence or the bludgeoning angel. So
dang,
so July is going to be a lot of fun, and for this Saturday, I haven't seen that yet. It's on the list, and I will review it, but I'm just not there yet. So this Saturday, I'm actually going to have my daughter as my guest because she is turning 13, so we'll be good with the COPA laws and all that crap. So that'll be a lot of fun. She's kind of into anime, but it'll be fun talking to her about it and showing some of the shows that she has watched and what we're trying to watch together when I do have her during the summer. So yeah, be here this Saturday, 12 p.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. And Blaine, what have you got going on?
Tonight, we are probably going to talk about more Monster Girls. Figure out the actual definition of cat girl versus I'm hoping to get started. Bastard released today, so I'm hoping to watch some of that. The trailer has me hype. It's got big muscly dudes swinging giant chunks of metal against skeletons and undead and all it's got a cool metal soundtrack that's in English, so everything about it screams, yes, this is a 90s fantasy anime.
Yes.
So
it did have that vibe to it.
Yeah, I hope that vibe continues to the actual show. We'll find out. That'll probably be a lot about what we're talking about tonight, as well as going over a lot of the shows that are wrapping up. I'm going to have a bigger sort of just all-encompassing episode on here's what ended in the spring season, here's what I liked about it, and where do we go from here to make sure that we're all prepped up for summer. So you can catch me on my channel. Debug Martin got it in the chat there, and we're rocking at 7:00 Pacific time, EST.
Excellent. Dennis, what have you got going on?
Well, apparently, if Bastard came out today, I'm going to be watching me some Bastard on Netflix. Sorry, Brandon.
Well, I'll see if some of the fun sites maybe have quick access, but if not, I might just have to break down and do 1 month. It probably wouldn't be so bad if it didn't cost $20 friggin'.
How do you
that's
not
the part
just
that's
have
killing
someone
me.
else's password at this point? Like,
well, I've got a few people that do, but they haven't been forthcoming in that.
Oh, I
and
see.
with Netflix being in the doldrums that they are, they probably couldn't afford to keep that going. So I may break down, but we'll see if I can watch it somewhere else.
As I've said before, it's not all cuties. There is plenty.
I know
more
it's not all cuties.
Besides cuties,
it's too expensive.
It is expensive.
It's too expensive now.
Find somebody else that you can share an account with. But yeah, they've got Iron Chef now. It's back. It's a new Iron Chef. I'm in love.
Ooh, Iron Chef. Hoya!
the chairman is the nephew of the original chairman. It is so well done, and you got Alton Brown coming back. Like I freaking love it.
Yeah,
Ali Cuisine.
That'll be fun.
And another non-anime show on there I would recommend is BoJack Horseman. It's animated, but it's not. It's not anime, obviously, but
it's just American comedy, basically.
Yes, comedy, but it gets very, very real. Trust me, Yeah. It gets very, very real life towards the end. So
I haven't watched Food Wars. I'll have to. I know that's on the list to check out, but I'm not sure about that one.
I also watched Is It Cake? But then again, I also know the guy who won Is It Cake? I went to high school with him.
Oh, okay.
So,
well, we've got a ton of stuff that we've got to do, and as I said, I got to get myself back to work. So I'm going to leave everybody today with one last clip, and you know what? We're gonna do a twofer. First one is called "I Need to Tweet About This," and the second one is called "The Schnazzies."
The fuck is this? The fuck is that? The fuck are those?
Master?
Hold on, I need to tweet about this.
Sir Integra, is something the matter?
It's the fucking
Nazis! And regardless, we have one advantage that they sorely lack. Zeppelins!